Hello again and welcome to another Warhammer 40k video, and today I am super excited to announce to you guys the beginning of another classic Mordian glory painting competition. That's right, it's time for Kriegsmass. Now, if you're a veteran of the channel, you're probably already familiar with these painting competitions, but if this is your first time hearing of one, stick around, because if you're someone that needs some motivation to get some stuff painted, perhaps there's an army that you've been meaning to start for months, or maybe like me, your pile of shame has become a mountain of shame and you really need to start clearing through it, painting it up and getting those models that have been in your backlog for months. If that sounds all too familiar, well, never fear, for Kriegsmass is here. And if you need motivation, there is no better place to look. As a community, we painted over 235,000 points worth of models. It was an incredible sight, and that was just people in the MG Discord over the course of a few months. But not only is it a great way to slay the grey, the painting competition is also fantastic for bringing people together and genuinely, it sounds a bit cheesy, but making some friends, getting involved in the community. It is one of the things that really does bring everyone together in the MG Discord, and it's fantastic to see people motivating each other, forging friendships, and just having a great time. If you're someone who is new to tabletop hobby and you know you want to build and paint models, you just don't know where to start, or you're nervous about going online and chatting to people, well, this is the best place to start, because you will be able to learn so much about building and painting, and you'll also make some great friends and dive headfirst into a fantastic community. If all of this sounds amazing and you definitely want to get involved, then let me take you through how you can do that. The first thing you need to do is gain access to the Mordian Glory Discord server. You do that by being either a channel member or patron. Full upfront disclosure, that does cost £2 a month, and you can join by either checking out the Patreon link down in the description, or you can click the join button next to the subscribe button on this video. However, I appreciate that you might not want to put your cold hard cash on the line if you're not totally certain about this thing. Don't worry, there is a way you can gain access to the server for free. You need to join one of my live streams, and I stream every Monday to Friday starting at 9 PM, and that is UK time. If you join one of the live streams, what will more than likely happen is someone from our fantastic, generous community will give you a gifted membership. This is where they pay for the membership and they put it into the live chat. And if you're lucky enough, YouTube will allocate it to you. YouTube essentially allocates them at random to other people that are in the chat. So if you hang around there long enough and there's enough gifted memberships flying around, you're probably going to pick one up. That'll make you a member. That'll make you a member for a month, and then you can access Discord. You can try everything out. You get the full access to all the painting stuff and to all the regular channels. And then at the end of that month, you can decide whether you want to continue your membership, at which point you can sign up off your own back, or you can go, you know what, it's not for me, and you can just let your membership lapse, and that's it. You don't need to get involved anymore. Or if you do want to be involved, but again, you're just not able to, obviously everyone's financial situation is different, not able to pay to become a channel member, you can join another live stream, and more than likely you'll get yourself another one of those gifted memberships. However you do it, once you have access to the Discord and your membership has been verified, you want to head over to the About the Server room. In there, you will see a number of regiments that you can sign up to, and all you need to do is click on the badge that is associated with that regiment. Once you've done that, that will give you access to that regiment's additional chat rooms in the server. So you can sign up to all of them and see all of the different painting that's going on. Or if you think that's going to kind of overload your Discord feed, you can just sign up to one or two of the rooms, just the ones that you're kind of interested in. Once you've had a look at the different rooms, you will be able to decide which team you want to support. Now, just to be clear here, You don't need to support the Krieg team just because you have Deathcore of Krieg models. If you have a bunch of cash and jungle fighters, but you've been browsing through the channels and you just like the vibe of the Mordian Iron Guard and what they're doing in that little sub-community, then you can sign up to them. The teams are just there for a bit of fun. They're just based on the old regiments. So it's up to you entirely which one you want to support, and you're not locked into a team just because of the models that are in your pile of shame. Once you have picked the team you want to support, it's time to make a vow. And this will lock you into your team. You can only support one team over the course of the event. And once you've made that first vow, that is the team you are committed to for the duration. To make a vow is very simple. You need to take a picture of the models that you're going to paint, and then you post that picture in the team vow channel of the team that you decide to support. So for example, if I want to support the Mordians, then I would take a picture of my unpainted models. I would head over to the Mordian Iron Guard channel. I would then find the bit that says Kriegsmass vows, and I would post a picture of my models in there, and I would say what models they were. So for example, if I had a tactical marine squad and an infantry squad and a Lehman Russ, I would say, I, Mordian Glory, vow to complete one infantry squad, one tactical marine squad, one Lehman Russ worth this many points. You give the total points of all the models that you're vowing. And I vow to complete this before the end of the event. Once you've done that and you post the picture, your vow is locked in, and that is your first one ready. All you need to do at that point is then paint the models. And once they are painted, you take a picture of them when they're finished, and you head back over to the Mordian Iron Guard, or whichever team it is that you're supporting, and you go to, rather than going to the vows channel, what you do is below that you'll see something that says completed vows. You post the picture of the models in there which are now completed, and you say, my vow is now complete. And that's it. Literally a before picture with the units and the points, and then an after picture showing everything done. And with one vow out of the way, it's then totally okay for you to make another one. Each participant can make up to 5 vows over the course of the event, and each one of those vows can be a maximum of 5,000 points. However, be aware that once a vow is made, it cannot be altered. You have made a sacred vow to the painting gods to get those models done. You cannot alter it, you cannot back down from it. If you do fail a vow, not only will you have shamed us, sir, disgraced us, sir, but you also will get the badge of Oathbreaker on your Mordian Glory Discord profile. Everyone will be able to see that you were not able to keep up with your vow. It sounds a lot more serious than it is. It's mostly just for internet bragging rights and or internet lambasting. On top of this, if you fail one vow, it counts as having failed all of your vows. So even if you have successfully completed your first 4 vows, and by the way, you don't need to do all 5, you can just do 1 and done. You can do up to 5, it's up to you. But let's say you've been a really busy bee and you have got 4 vows locked in, smashed it, you've done every single one, but that 5th one, you get over ambitious and you can't complete it. It means all of your other vows, all the points you've earned for your team, get turned to 0. But speaking of points for your team, how do we determine which team has won the event? Because it is very much a friendly painting competition, but there's also a little bit of interregimental rivalry, and people take it pretty seriously. Each community wants to do their best and put their best foot forward to win the event and get those all-important bragging rights. If you win an event, then you actually get another badge that marks you out as a winner. You will get a Kriegsmass Elf badge, and that is a permanent thing that stays on your Discord profile as long as you are a member and you have access to the Discord. Points are calculated very simply. We use the in-game points values of the unit. So if you paint up an infantry squad, and let's say that's your first vow, you will earn the points value of that infantry squad for your team. So right now, at the time of recording, if you painted an infantry squad, that would be 60 points that went towards your team's tally. And if you painted up something like a Leman Russ battle tank, that would be 170 points that went towards your team's tally. But it's not just Warhammer 40k that is part of this painting event. There's a whole bunch of other game systems like Bolt Action, Age of Sigmar, and Warhammer the Old World that we also allow. Now, we appreciate that obviously points values go up and down a little bit with Minotaur and field manuals and points updates and all that kind of stuff. The points values are locked in at the time you made a vow. So if you start off and that Leman Russ costs you 200 points, and there's a point update and it goes down to 180, don't worry, you made that vow when it was 200 points, so it would stay that value. If all of this sounds a little bit complicated or it sounds interesting but you're not quite sure how it works, don't panic. There is a full detailed rules pack that takes you through step by step exactly how to vow and what you can vow, what models are eligible and all that kind of stuff, and just how the whole thing works. Also, you will find the various communities in the MG Discord are very, very friendly, very welcoming, and there'll be more than enough people that will happily take you through the process and help you make your first vow and just support you along the way. Quick side note, I mentioned that the rules pack details what models can be painted. Even though the teams might be based on guard regiments like the Mordians, the Steel Legion, in Kriegsmass you can vow any 40k model. So if you've got a bunch of Tyranids sat in your pile of shame, they can be vowed to the Renegade and Heretic team, or they can be vowed to the Tolan team. You can vow any model from Warhammer 40k as long as it has a points value. This does include Legends units, so if you've got some cool Legends models that you need some motivation to get painting up, then they can be included as well. As long as it is from a faction in Warhammer 40k and it has a points value, you're good to go. Many of the core rules for the event, such as you can only have models that are unpainted, that can be vowed, still apply, but because of the way that these game systems have slightly different points values, we do have a bunch of extra rules around them. For example, you can't just say all your Bolt Action models are veteran to get a bunch of free extra points. We say everything counts as being regular, and also for Old World we tend to have a few restrictions around what you can count for like magical equipment and stuff like that. Essentially, we want to try and make it fair and balanced so people can't stat pad or points pad their models and take advantage of these other game systems. We want to make sure it's equals pequals across all the game systems, because whilst this is just a bit of fun, we don't want there to be any gaming of the system. But that just about covers it. If you've got any questions, please let me know down in the comment section, and either myself or someone else from the event will happily answer them and point you in the right direction. I hope you do consider getting involved. Trust me when I say that these painting events, they're one of the most fun things you can do in the hobby. I absolutely love them. I just love just taking part in them and seeing what other people are up to and just coming along on the hobby journey. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I promise you that you will have never had any motivation like it. You will get through so many models in your backlog that we have actually had people who have gone through their entire pile of shame, things that have been sat in there for years, and just because they're so motivated, they've gone out and got more models just so they can keep getting involved in the event. But like I said, any questions, get them down in that comment section and either myself or someone else will get back to you. But that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and of course, as always, see you guys next time.